Workflow manager for NJ High Tech, and as the co-entrepreneurial lead for the Highlander Health Data Network, we saw the problem of 30-day readmission as not just being a healthcare issue, but an issue that we wanted to solve immediately, since the highest rates of occurrence of readmission occurs right here in our backyards of Newark, New Jersey. So at the Regional Extension Center, me and my colleague, we put our heads together.
So we brainstormed. We came up with a lot of ideas, and at the same time we also heard about this program called the iCorp. So based on what we learned, we started interviewing a lot of hospitals, and we started hearing a lot about primary care physicians.
Primary care physicians, and more primary care physicians. You know, before iCorp, what we would usually do is hear primary care providers and try to include that into our model, get our brainstorming, and then try to resell that back to the hospital. One of the most important thing, if not the most important thing we learned from iCorp, is to dig deeper. And what we did when we dug deeper was we learned more about the primary care physicians and their role in this 30-day readmissions. When we started, our model looked very hospital-centric, and we kept modeling and retooling and talking to the hospitals and saying, why is this not working?
Alerts when an admit to a hospital for one of our patients would be very helpful. That would save us having to go looking.
And by our 40th interview, we were able to clearly see that the hospitals, even though they wanted to lower readmissions, were not the primary drivers to lowering these readmissions themselves. It was the primary care providers. We looked at the data from our interviews, and it all boiled down to transitional care management. We found that it could increase the revenue for providers while lowering readmissions and ultimately lowering that cost of $200 million of readmissions in New York.
You know, through the investigative, the data, and the information that was taught from iCorp, we can firmly say that we have a concept and a technology that will solve the 30-day readmission problem. So thank you to everybody at iCorp, the team and the teaching team there. We are ready to go and looking forward to correcting this problem.